Evening, everyone. Bit of a short one. Thought we'd just jump on and get on with the bandwagon like most people at the moment. But yes, it's finally happened. He's finally gone. Um, was it the right thing? I think for the majority of us, it's definitely a yes. But we've got to look at the bigger picture as well. It's not exactly great what the club's done or the way they've handled this in no two ways about shape or form. The fact it is the worst kept secret. We would literally let the world know that we're looking to replace him. Everyone knows who the obvious candidate is that's going to come in to replace this man. But we did this before. We announced Lopetegui was in the sidelines with Moyes still in the job, and now we're doing exactly the same thing to Lopetegui with knowing that Potter is soon going to be coming in. But let's not be unrealistic. At the end of the day, it wasn't working. We can clearly see that the results in itself clearly state that. I mean, I've just seen some things here. So in his tenure, 22 games he played, he's only won 7 of those, drawn 5 and lost 10. Scored 26 goals, but we've conceded 44 goals, and his win rate is 31.8%, which is obviously no good. But it's quite interesting when you look at the official statement from the club, because it's a bit laughable at the same point. So they kind of turned and said, West Ham can confirm that head coach Julen Lopetegui has today left the club. The first half of the 24-25 season has not aligned with the club's ambitions. So straight away, you've got to laugh at that, because if it was the club's ambitions were that great, why did we appoint this manager in the first place? That's one thing that stands out for me straight away. And they carry on by saying the club has therefore taken action in line with its objectives, which I think everyone wanted to know what the hell they were. The club could confirm that also assistant head coach Pablo Sanz, head of performance Oscar Caro, head analyst Juan Vincent Penado, fitness coach Borja de Alba, and technical coach Edu Rabiot have also left with immediate effect. By all accounts, I think the only one that's kind of stayed on with the club is the goalkeeping coach. And the name eludes me, but he is the only one that's apparently stayed on. Then they say they would like to thank Julen and his staff for their hard work during their time with the Hammers and wish them every success for the future. And of course, they then come the process of appointing a replacement is underway. The club will be making no further comment at this time, but I think it's quite easy who it is. There's no two ways about it. Before we carry on, let's just kind of say hello to the great people in the chat, as always. Good evening to Moss Sport Wells. Moss, hope you have well, and Happy New Year to yourself, mate. Simple one. Yep, Potter. Well, I think that's the most obvious choice it's going to be. Arsenal Manic, good evening to yourself, mate. Naturally, Moyes. Well, I think when we saw him at the City game and that, it did kind of make people's minds turn and think, Jesus Christ, is he really? Are we going to see Moyes 3.0? Lucky enough, it doesn't seem to be the case. And he's followed by saying, we miss you, Loppy. He didn't deserve this. As I said earlier, he doesn't deserve the way it was done. I think that's the worst part about it, is how the club have handled this. You could say there's no kind of class or dignity about the way they've done things. The fact that he took a training session yesterday, he took a training session today, and apparently once he finished that training session, then he was out in his ear. So they've let him do two training sessions and then binned him off. And if that's not a lack of respect, I don't know what is, basically. It doesn't matter what the results were. Surely, as a business, you handle it a bit more better than that. But hey, that's me speaking. Potter's on favourite, apparently. 1 to 2 for the job. Yeah, we'll talk about that shortly, because it seems like we know it seems quite obvious what it is. Potter's been recognised for his progressive and unconventional coaching methods. Austin he's encouraged his players and staff to engage in community activities such as performing in theatre. Well, I suppose that's a little bit better than pickpocketing, squeezing lemons, and playing music at the training grounds of your opposition clubs. And also, music production is designed to take them out of their comfort zone. Interesting. Evening, Matt. No. Hey. Goodbye. To Julen Lopetegui. And yeah, I agree, mate. It wasn't suited for Premier League football, but Sullivan needs to go now. And that's the thing, isn't it? He's the instigator in certain respects. Surely we've got to think of, or he's got to look at himself, and because he's the one who wanted Lopetegui. And going back, what they're saying there, their ambitions, what they was looking for, their objectives. What objectives? It wasn't clearly set out, or put it this way, Lopetegui, there's either a breakdown of communication because one person wasn't reading the other. He's dragged us through this crap with this nonsense. Totally agree on that. Big up, Dal. Good to see you, matey. Oregon Goon. Southgate incoming. Ooh, let's hope not. That could be the fella. Thanks, mate. That could be the fella. Big up to the Arsenal Alliance. Good to see you. Potter, great choice. I think, I know there's a few people kind of, is he going to be the right fit? But I think it might be. I think if you look at it, it's probably he's kind of level at this stage. The talks are he's probably going to get a 2.5-year contract with possibly an extension to go on with that. I think the main thing, what we're looking for, no, it's not his Potter. I think what we're looking for more than anything else is to get our identity back, because unfortunately this bloke has, the previous head coach has literally whittled it away. And I think the other biggest job he's got to do as well, one, he's got to get the players, get their swing back, as they say. He's also then got to consider turning players' heads that are kind of turned the other way at the moment, because obviously with his previous manager. And then, of course, we then got an FA Cup to deal with on Friday night as well. So he looks like he's possibly, if it is going to be Potter, which it seems it's nigh on certainly it's going to be Potter, he's going to be, his first game in charge is going to be the FA Cup. So is he on for hiding? Possibly. Evening, Colin. Good evening, Tony, mate. Glad Loppy's gone, but don't like the way Sullivan does business. Why let Loppy take training? Yeah, that in itself is a lack of disrespect there. No, ain't going to sack him. You should not treat Loppy that way if you don't like it. I agree with that, Colin. I think, it doesn't matter what the manager is. There's a way of doing things, and shithousery is the biggest thing that comes out of that. Definitely. Big up to Yanfrov. See you, matey. Yeah, he's finally gone. Yeah. We get rid of managers. You get rid of our manager. It's all good. It works out well. Big up, legend, True Gooner. Josh, good to see you, mate. Mate, happy New Year to you, and same for you as well, mate. West Ham from now. He's pissed. Yeah, you can't win either way. We can't. Yeah, he took the training as well, trying to stay cool. Yeah, it's not good, is it? Josh is saying, Potter coming in, I actually think it's a really great, decent appointment. Yes, he didn't do well at Chelsea. I think everyone can agree on that. That was the worst thing he ever did, was going to there. We've said it on previous shows. He's literally aged overnight doing that job, but it ain't the first time we've seen that. But a club like Brighton, he did fairly decent. He'll get you back up there for sure. I think he will do, Josh. I think, like I said, it's getting the identity back, getting us gelling as a team. They say there's no I in team. At the moment, it's very much like it because of what's been going on. I think the biggest thing is if it's going to be Potter, he's literally got to kind of turn the heads of the people like Kudos, maybe even, dare I say it, Paqueta, trying to get them back on board, trying to get some kind of identity. And is he going to take this opportunity, because with the window's still open, to bring maybe one or two players in just to kind of get us moving a bit more? We'll see. We'll see what's going to go on there. Big up to 10 men at the back. Sullivan has no class. Yeah, it's, like I said, it's shithouse all over the place. It's not good at all the way it's been handled. But it's not the first time. As I said, we did it to Moyes. We've done it to him now. It's like, losing your job and that, but over by a text message rather than face to face. Bad, bang out of order. Good evening to Ted the Hammer. Okay, we are massive if we go champions. That's a positive way of looking at it as well. Thank you. Appreciate that one. We weren't going to reach the expectations under GM. No, not at all. And the worst part about that, Matt, is and to people in the chat is when we knew we should have gone, and we've said it on previous streams and other channels have been on, it should have been the Leicester game. No two ways about it. But the fact that we're giving them, we're going to give him a stay of execution, give him one or two more games, and hopefully from there he might turn it around. But it was clear and obvious he was never going to turn this around. It was just too much of a bigger job for him in certain respects. Even for a club like us, it was too much of a bigger job, and he struggled. And that's what's kind of put us where we are. Mr. Bell, good to see you. What a bloody... You can't write it, mate, can you? It's absolutely shocking the way and that's the worst thing about it. We've kind of again, the club's been put on the stage all for the wrong reasons because the way it's been handled by the board or Sullivan, which is pants as always. So he's all out there as well for you. That would be a bad choice as well, Josh. But I think unfortunately it seems it is Potter. The rumours heavily state it's going to be him. If it's going to be announced today as another thing, more likely, knowing the way this club does things, it'll be tomorrow. It'll be tomorrow morning. It'll be announced then. I mean, the fact that TalkSport broke it out on Monday made them, idiots of themselves, and now bigging themselves up to say, "Well, we told you." It's just the fact we was ahead of the game. Piss off. Hearing it at Potter, 2.5 years. Yep, stipulation's been told. Yeah, I've heard that as well. That if we don't meet the rest of the season, the club can release in the summer. That's going to be interesting, isn't it, if that's the case? Because surely we've got a manager that knows the Premier League with 2 Premier League clubs. He knows how it works. So we've got a chance of him installing something at least. We'll see. I think it's going to be. I think it'd be a right fit. I know obviously people were saying what he's. Look, we know obviously that with Lopetegui what happened at Wolves, Spain, and Barca, whatever, and we know obviously with him at Brighton and then going to Chelsea. That Chelsea is again that's the thing that's done him in. Don't get me wrong, he walked away with a nice paycheck. So considering he's been out of the job for 2 years, that is nothing to sniff at. But at the same point, just as like a player, you don't exactly lose that edge. So hopefully he can bring something in. Matt saying Potter's a massive rebuilding job. Will he seal Kudus, etc. The fun signings? That's an interesting question, Matt. Will he or will he not? Surely you'd like to think that we want to keep our good players. If we, dare I say it, him coming in now, are we looking at transitional phase 2? If he can get these players back on track and playing in the right areas more than anything else, especially the fact obviously we've got Antonio and Bowen out as well. That in itself maybe can push these players to hold on to us. Kudos, yeah, it's going to be a big selling thing. If it's not going to be in this window, then possibly we may lose him come the summer. But as long as we get the rest of the season out of him, surely that's got to be a good thing for us. Tim at the back saying it's Sullivan that is taking our identity away. Yeah, no 2 ways about it. Hang on, who's this guy? It's Magnum PI Servant. Where's early doors too quick? Someone call 999. Good evening, Mr. Herbert. How you doing, mate? Big up to BVB Sports as well. Part of a good fit for West Ham. I think it could be. I think it's good for us and it's good for him at this stage, I'd say. Where it is long term, it will be another thing. I think it's going to be the next 4 or 5 games in him in charge. That's where we're probably going to see where the club's going forward or where the team's going forward with his style and these methods and his tactics. As long as we see some change and it looks good, then it will be a good fit. But I don't think it's going to be a wrong fit. I think it'd be okay. I think we're going to get something back with this fella. Evening, Terence. The good thing about it is our dressing room is going to be better off and willing to play this. Is going to be a turnaround, and I totally agree on that. I mean, I'm looking to do a watch along on Friday, and I'm saying, is this the day we start turning things around? So that would be very interesting. Xavier Valero, Tony, just check, mate. Thanks, Matt. Thanks for that. Appreciate that. Yeah, epic hash time evening. It's lop over. Finally, I think there's a cloud lifted above the London Stadium at this stage. It's just hopefully it's not going to be a storm coming forward. Evening, Rob. Graham Potter's Claret Blue Army. There you go. Straight away, being positive about it. I think it's going to be a good fit. Should be good, mate. Hope you will, mate. Big up to Mr. Joshy J. He's a member for 1 month now. Wow, it's gone quick. Big up Tony in the chat. Great news for your football club, definitely. And just on that, Mr. Joshy J, I'll ask you that question. What do you think about your club? It seems like it's smash and grab now. Any players up for sale at Man United? That's worrying in that respect. They're looking to sell any player. Not good at all. Evening, Mike, West Ham United. Sullivan should leave it to the professionals. You know he can't do that. He loves to have his finger in the pie. He can't be without that. But really, it should be, it's an obvious choice. That's going to be an interesting thing because, as we know, Steiden has been kind of stood down. He's basically now in an advisory role, but anything else. I did see something earlier on today when I was at work, and I thought, so, could it be? Dean Ashworth, not Dean Ashworth, Ashworth, who left Man United. Now, he's apparently good friends with Potter. Would that mean we're going to see him come into West Ham, and could that be the end of Steiden? Who knows? Is he going to be good enough? I don't know. Is it a battle of the devil you know? Ted Yemmer saying Loppe should have never been given a job. Could have got Potter instead, and Sullivan could have saved millions. And this is the thing about it, isn't it? The fact that Sullivan personally went for Loppe when Potter was there in the background already. So, by all accounts, they're saying that they like what Potter said. They're very keen, and this and the other. But you never took him on in the first place, and you went for this fellow instead. And now we're in the shit house we are because of what your choices were. As Steve Bill said, yeah, what a carry on. You couldn't make it up. Need to get Sullivan out now, one way or another. Well, that's the next target, mate. That's the next one, hopefully. We just need someone to come in that's going to actually purchase the club. Rob's saying he was let take the training session today as a goodbye. I mean, what do you make of that, Rob? I mean, I know full well if it was me, I'll be kind of thinking, I'm taking this session. It's a goodbye, but at the same point, it's also a bit of an insult because you're doing the session and then saying, right, thanks, lads, all the best, and I'm off. But that just sums us up, mate. That really just sums us up at the moment. Yeah, tall shy. Big Ashton saying Potter won't be successful unless we sign quality players. It'd be interesting to see, because if the rumor was true, first of all, it was looking he's going to be interim. Was it about 6 months, if that? Seems like Potter's got his way if this is the case, and he's got this 2.5-year deal. Surely in that talks, he must have easily said to him, well, I'll come in and that, but I want this. So let's see how much power he's got. And what's going to be interesting, is he going to be manager or is he going to be head coach? Let's see, because obviously with Lopetegui, he was head coach. Surely with Potter, there would be a bit more, or you like to think he would want it more his way rather than, Sullivan's way. Big up to Eros, big up Tony and the crew, big up to you, mate. Rough Dover looking full Tony compliments. Thank you, Squire. Very kindly, matey. Ted saying, Talksport just said Potter signed 2.5 years with funds in January. Nice if that's the case. Be nice if it was the case. Talksport's full of PR, always about themselves. Big up, Mr. Hendon Guna. Good evening, Tony. Early doors. So the worst kept secret. Yeah, absolutely, mate. You couldn't make it up. It's finally out. Looks like West Ham have higher standards than Arsenal do. Hoping Arteta will be the next manager sacked. Well, if you look at it, all it takes is the next couple of games, Hendon. If it doesn't go your way, then surely he's got to be out in his ear, hasn't he? Surely he's got to be after, because I will bring it up in my show tonight when me and Anthony and Fuzzy are there for 8:30. But the news thing out from your manager today, or last night, it came out last night, and I saw Josh's face for True Guna when Arteta then talked about the football and it being the wrong shape, and it's not. It was different to what they use in the Premier League. Not being funny, these are pro players. Newcastle had no problems. They managed to get 3 goals past you. So what's the difference? He's saying big up to Ross as well. I suppose you won't be coming to London this spring to see a match. Not if Arteta's still in the job. Save your money. Sound advice. Sound advice. Matt saying if Potter gets a transfer kitty, then the BS about no money is just the utter D's nuts. This is the thing, isn't it? You know, no funds. Potter, Sullivan don't like Potter, yet we're going to appoint Potter. You can't make that up, can you? Oh man, good to see you. Happy New Year to yourself. I always have a lie. Well, this is the thing, Steve. You know, is it Darren Ashworth? You know, Mr. Joshy Dad, tell me who the fellow is. I know it begins with a D anyway. There is talks possibly if this Ashworth does come in, and if there's any strength to it, then there's possibility that Steidlen could be. I mean, I suppose at least with Potter, if it's going to be him, he ain't going to put up with the shenanigans that Steidlen seemed to have with Moyes and with Lopetegui. The fact he's in an advisory role now tells you something. Obviously, the board are obviously not happy with what's happened. So no doubt they've looked over things with the Lopetegui tenure and obviously Steidlen. This ain't not right. So we'll see. He can get got as well, in my opinion. Big AK4P up. You keeping well. Happy New Year to yourself. Good to see you. And old man saying at least Potter will get us playing consistently in a style not so pragmatic that we were shaking our heads. Totally agree on that comment. I think that's a great shout, and that's what we want to see at least. If we see that coming round, then we can all take a bit of a breather. We can feel a bit more relieved that we're finally kind of seeing a turn in the team. And then saying I think Potter will do it well at West Ham. He didn't get a fair crack at Chelsea. Amongst all the turmoil at that club, with the Abramovich situation, yeah, not good at all. BVB saying that the ownership of Arsenal maintain Arteta at the club is if Arsenal are top 4 over the season, probably. Jesus, that says it all. Good evening, Dodo. What's next? Support a better football team? You never know, mate. You never know. Stranger things have happened. Evening, Wasim. Happy New Year to yourself. Evening, Tony, and all in the chat. Graham Potter's Potty Hammers. Great shout, Mike. Yeah, next 10 games should give us some direction. Totally agree on that. No, I think he'll look at something else. Hopefully, Matt. Hopefully, it won't be that way. Yeah, claret and blue kit wearers Aston Villa is indeed. Yeah. Absolutely, okay. Yeah, great news for your club, Tony. You're free from the Spanish fraud. 100%. Good to see you everywhere. Just called there and cancelling my trip for City match. My friend is still going, saying supports club through good and bad. Meanwhile, yeah. Colin, thank you, mate. Good to see you in there. Thanks for coming in. Oh, wow. $500 for his ticket. Jesus. Well, it could be no boring than this bloody fella that we had in charge, Dow. Someone's got to be better at least. We'll see, mate. We'll see. It's going to be quite interesting in the next couple of games. That'll be the telling point. Mr. Joshy J saying, I feel this Ineos group don't have a clue what they're doing, making all these cutbacks, but yet they can't afford to keep players. It's shambolic, honestly. Yeah, it don't make sense. Doesn't make sense. I know you've got to get some players off your wage bill because there's some huge wages out there, but we'll see. It'd be interesting to see what's going to happen with your club. Henderson, yeah, save your money for the following season. We may have a new manager. Fortune's always hiding, as they say. Big up to a good Matata. Big up the Irons. Big up to yourself, mate, and Happy New Year to you. Told him not to think. Told him no, thank you. Hope you're doing well. Good start for the new year. All things considered. Rob saying Potter's a manager that wants hard-working players. Kudus maybe sold to bring in a couple of grafters, possibly. But I think, as I said, I'm sure his head was turned with this manager. You never know, mate. He could possibly just get something out of him. We'll see. They said Loppy interviewed Will, but you can't understand. This is the thing. 10 men at the back. I mean, as I said, I watched that press conference a couple of days ago, and that I had no idea what the bloke was saying. It was all, and you picked up certain words, but other than that, if we couldn't understand it and the people in the chat couldn't understand it, then what chance did these players have? Jesus Christ. I could see Arsenal not making top four all this season. January fixtures is going to see Arsenal fall further away. Yeah, you've got some big games coming up. Evening Pepsi. Why isn't this Arteta? Yeah, your club. Michael Blaze, good to see you. Happy New Year to yourself, mate. Evening, Tony. Yeah, what a fuck up of a club. Even EastEnders don't have storylines like this, mate. It's embarrassing, like I said earlier. It is embarrassing to see all this, to put us all through this, put this manager through this, and no disrespect to Lopetegui, but you wouldn't wish this on anyone to see this. But it's done now. We've got to move forward. But yeah, it is. We've made a mockery of ourselves yet again. Well, sorry, not we. I'll stand corrected on that one. This owner has made a mockery of the club and everything about the club itself by this situation. Despicable, really. Loppy could sue West Ham for unfair dismissal. He's lost his dad recently, and now this. The thing is, it's not a bad statement there, but unfortunately, even I suppose in football terms, it's still a working model, and it's still a business that it's a performance-based business, and if you're not performing well, then your job becomes strained, and then at certain points it becomes untenable, and then you get to the situation like we are. So even though he's got a case because obviously his dad, unfortunately, I don't think he's got a leg to stand on, because obviously the performances, it's an easy win for the club in that respects. Terence is saying, I think players will come to West Ham as they will see it as a chance to prove themselves. I honestly believe we've avoided a relegation struggle by getting rid of Loppy. I agree in that, but I will say this, Terence, we should have done it earlier. We should have done it at least 2 months ago, if that, to really turn it around. As if we have done that, then great. That's we could have done some of them games that we've lost previously. I think we're kind of we've had better results out of it. Don't get me wrong, we're still in a position where we're safe in certain respects. And Potter, if it's going to be Potter, we'll say if he comes in, this is the opportunity for them to set his stall out, get the players on track. But really, I think it should have been a couple of months back. He was still talking about he's considering my friendship with him. Only JK, but he's hell not paying a $500 to watch a subpar club. That's what, Jesus Christ, $500. Yeah, Potter was more boring than our own Tapas Pulis. Steve Bell saying, as much as Loppy needed to go, the way he was treated was nothing short of criminal. No class at all. Yeah. Nothing. There's no tact about it at all. And remember, as we were saying, Steve, this happened to Moisey as well, didn't it? They did exactly the same to him. Announced that they're going to get a manager in while the bloke's still in the job. Made it public. But that's a ploy. I mean, I think we said it on one of the streams a couple of days ago. Was it Sullivan's tactics of, if we put it out there, he's going to think, and he's going to walk that way. Then don't have to pay no compensation because he's left on his own accord. Now it's the other way. I thought I should see something coming from West Ham there, but unfortunately, just to talk about the under 21s beat Ipswich. But he was hoping it was going to be more classy than that. But we are talking about our owner. Just say maybe second and fourth, no trophy in their ownership. Be like, yeah, well, it's top four, another season for Arteta. And that's a sad state of affairs for you, BVB. With Arsenal, not good at all. If the fans can't understand him, how the players expected a 2 at 10 and 9 in attack. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Michael Bleeds is saying Pot was cut. He was coach, right? Okay. Depends what he's got in principle with Sullivan. The season ticket of Fulham or Brentford. Wow. Yes, put on to boring boobs, mate. Good evening, Trip. Happy New Year to you, mate. Hope you're well. He's also a wizard. If he turns his club around to that, he could be the wizard all day long. We ain't going to blame that. Yep, Arteta blamed the ball. What a wanker. Done with it. Dow. I mean, what other things is this fella going to come out with and make? It makes, as much as we've done Lopetegui, these kind of statements just make a mockery of you as fans, the club itself, and more importantly, and that, to the whole football world. Coming out with comments like that. Newcastle had no issues whatsoever. Lee got a rant on Arteta last night was epic. He said the end is coming. Word up to the Gooners. Have we shown you the way? You never know. Yeah, the shape of the football. I mean, what in God's damn name am I? He's talking about the shape of the football. It's different to the one we use in the Premier League. Coming out of all sorts of nonsense. But that's Arteta for you. Yeah? What's it got to do with the shape of football? Newcastle with a better team. And this is the thing. It's his way, Ted, of trying to deflect it from his players. He thinks he's clever by what he says, but everyone knows he's a damn idiot. Just an absolute tool. Chip saying West Ham made a great decision to get Graham Potter, a great manager. He will do great at West Ham United. And I believe that could be the case. Hendon saying, yes, Tony. Apparently the ball flies differently, but it was all right for the preceding 3 rounds of the Carabao Cup. Arteta is a desperate man seeking desperate excuses. Well, fun enough, Hendon, I was going to go to Skegness on the weekend and I'm going to get one of them cheap old flyaway balls you used to get when you was a kid. And then also to take it to London Colney and kick it around on your training ground. You never know. They might improve. The ball was the same for both teams. Spherical. Not to Arteta. Thank you, Mr. Joshua Day. It is Dan Ashworth. Thank you, mate. That's the fella. Hey, AJ. Oi. How you doing, mate? How you feeling about what's the news? Let me hear your thoughts, sir. That'd be very interesting to see. Will he go back to Brighton and Chelsea for players? Well, if you saw what they're saying on Sky Sports, apparently we're looking at Dewsbury Hall. We're looking at him, but you never know. He might tap into them 2 clubs. We'll wait and see, Matt. Talking about the season ticket, Dan Ashworth or Macaulay. Anything that can turn us around, mate, we'll take them all. Eros, be worth of the matches featuring Arsenal and the other big teams. Big up to Michael Chelsea FC. Aton, I thought I'd come say hello. You have the deepest sympathies, mate. Better prepare you for life in the EFL Championship. Not too late to come to Chelsea. Oh, man. Big up to you, mate. Pepsi saying, hands off the Chelsea rejects. Arsenal's got first review. It's in the contract, that's for sure. Interesting. Good evening to William Ed. Hope you're well, mate, and Happy New Year to yourself. Monaco have made an approach for Alvarez. Ooh. That'd be very interesting. Do you think his head would be turned? If it does, we'll see. We'll see. Can't imagine that, though. That'd be a loss as well, really. Again, we need to see more out of this player. I mean, but if Monaco's come in and that head could be easily turned, Rashford to West Ham, yes, all day. Just so you don't go to yours. Big up to Stephanie Griffiths. Big up, Tony. Good luck with your new manager, buddy. Thank you very much. I hope you will. Did someone say Rashford to Arsenal? That's the one. Dodo, it's a waste of life supporting West Ham. The sooner people realise that, the better. Yeah, that's what happens. With West Ham through and through, we can't change that, unfortunately. One of the players start playing now is gone. Let's see. I think this is what we, as I said earlier, Ted, I think you can see there's a cloud lifted above our heads now. At least they'll say there's some kind of direction, maybe with this bloke that's going to come in. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it'll turn. So 21 likes, 33 watching. Smash those likes up, people. If there's only 33 in here, 21 likes. The maths don't work out, as they say. If you wouldn't mind it does help. Loppy and Emery need speech therapists. Barry Kane as well. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it as well. Unfortunately, it seems to be poor old Rob Edwards at Luton Town. It looks like he is mutually going to be leaving Luton Town FC. It's just not worked for them. They've come back down from the Premier League, and that poor old git can't buy a win for love nor money. So it looks like they are going to. It's basically an unsavable situation, as I say. So he's going to be gone, which is a shame because you need managers like that, young and becoming managers. But for some reason, it just didn't work this season for him. Going to be saying, Tony, just think what we're going to throw. We've had it for 21 years. Oh, mate, I don't know, mate. It'd be very interesting. Michael Chelsea saying if Budgie and Kieran are around, they can come and join Chelsea. No problem. We'll take them in as whatever road. Just like all the bloody players you signed, Michael, as well. You'll take all West Ham fans. Dewsbury Hall from Chelsea, yeah. I think that might, where we fit is another thing, though, but maybe Potter's got an idea of it. Michael Blees is saying, rumour has it players were going to Tim after training to vent their views, issues, hence Lobby banned him from the training ground. Which makes sense, doesn't it? It does make sense. Stop the rot. So very reloads, waking up to the fact Arteta isn't the man, then it's Cronkies. Yep, you've got a worse situation just like us, but at least we've sorted our one out. 10 minutes at the back, Arsenal should keep Arteta and Spurs should keep Ange all day long. Yeah, we love that. I loved your train. You loved your ground. Just look at that, the bad boy. Exactly, yeah, Upton Park. Nothing beats that, really. Great place to go to. Shame. West Ham versus Everton for Potter. Well, we've got the Aston Villa game before them, so that should be very interesting. Yeah, well, yeah, because Everton was looking for him as well. I think that's why we probably snapped up quicker than anything else. Apparently, Southgate has been spotted near the ground. Yep, Peter Otter and Wingy has driven him there. So they both come down to London Open looking for a club. Everton have had a lucky escape, I'd say. Yeah, 2025, excuse the ball. Yeah, absolutely. Last year, cool boy, lemons, light bulbs, never walk alone, win the dog. Feel sorry for you Arsenal fans with all this going on. Is this the way to shit house, or if you look it up in the dictionary, does it say Sullivan? Yeah, probably give it 2 words in and that you'll say it straight away. Anyway, big up to Ricky Jordan. Good to see you, matey, and good evening and Happy New Year. Who do you think Potter will appoint as number 2? As your preferred choice currently still works at Chelsea. Cannot see Sullivan buying him out of his contract. Good shout. I think they did. I think he's looking at bringing 4 people with him, by the accounts. Didn't say any names, though. But I'm trying to think who's his coaches at Brighton. There's anything in mind in saying that? They've probably gone by now. So, I don't know. Figure is that, Ricky. If we go by what they were saying, first of all, it's supposed to be a 6-month contract, and now he's going to sign a 2.5-year contract. Surely, he must have kind of either convinced Sullivan to dip his hand in his pockets, and if it's his preferred choice, surely he's got to get this man. But it'll be interesting. Let's see what happens when it comes out. I mean, obviously, nothing's still been announced yet on Sky Sports or on the socials. Nothing's coming out yet about Potter, so but that's West Ham for you. Headphones. It was raining was a classic. Yeah, that's the other one as well. Yeah, yeah. Tell you, you can you imagine Arteta's autobiography. You know, the Arsenal years. Jesus. Good evening to the assembled as well. Evening, everyone. Question: who speaks the most rubbish, Arteta or Martinez, former Belgian manager? Oh, that is a great shout. Martinez is definitely up there, but your manager tops it to the hill. Absolutely tops it. Oh, bear with me. I just realised my power lead before I lose the usual. Bear with me, guys. Let me just get this plugged in. That's it. Good. Back. Yeah, I'd say Arteta. Big up to DJ Crane. Happy New Year to yourself, Tone. They better check the ball for Sunday versus United. Make sure it ain't a pigskin. NFL football. Big up, Tony, in the chat. Big up to yourself, mate. Absolutely trip. Yeah, Arteta talks more BS for sure, without a doubt. Pepsi he brings in Mark Noble in a shape or form. It would inspire West Ham beyond anything. That's not a bad shout, yeah. Ricky's saying, do you think Potter would keep Souček as interim manager, captain? Sorry, as people are saying he would not fit Potter's system. Ooh. Possibly not. Then, so maybe he moves it over to Kilman. He might do that, Rick. You know, if he's not happy, if he's not a fit in his system, then yeah, more likely, surely he'll give it to a defender. You know, and wait till Bowen comes back. But then it'd be interesting if he keeps him on as captain when he's fit and ready to go. Yeah, no Rashford. Thanks very much to him, but no thanks. Rob Redwood should have stayed at Forest Green. Loppy to Luton. Oh, moist to Luton. I can see it now. Can't make it up as I say. Big up early doors. Big up to J Tapia 93. Good to see you. Happy New Year to yourself, and also to Ryan as well. Take Miko as his number 2. Might learn something. Happy New Year, mate. Hope you're all good. Oh, dear. 10 at the back. Moyes has been spotted in Canary Wharf. Ooh, I wonder who he's looking at. Trust the process has now been extended another 5 years. Can't make it up. 100 Arteta. What man says it was a ball when he lost 2-0? Dickhead. Yeah. Yeah. Big up Anfield Uncle Rods. Yes, he's gone. He is gone. We've just been saying, Uncle, how it was been handled. The fact that they let him do a training session and then they kind of sacked him afterwards, kind of thing. Not the greatest way to do things. Downright despicable, really. Hope you will, mate. And people in the chat, don't forget to go and see Anfield Uncle Rods. He's a very good guy, very nice friend of ours. Tony, the shape of the ball, I'm still in shock, but not surprised. Yeah, you're a manager, mate. You know what it's like. You know the usual thing. 10 at the back saying, I'd like to see Kevin. Oh, that'd be a good shout. Kevin Keane as well. Potter get some youth back in the match day squad. And Potsy. Let's not forget Steve Potts because he's doing very well as well. Let's get him all sorted out. Let's get the old school back in. Process factory card, red penalty card. Rinse and repeat, Aguna. Oh, that's a classic line, Ricky. Yeah, careful what you wish for. Here we go again. Yeah, you got the writings on the wall and that. We'll see. Anyway, it's coming up to 45 minutes. I thought I'd just have my little talk about what's going on with this. As we know, yes, he's gone. Finally, he's gone, and we're just waiting to see from this club who's coming in. Who could it be? There's only one person it is, and that's Potter. We're just waiting for the announcement. Are they going to do it today? Have they got the balls to do it? No, not at all. It's West Ham after all. It's Sullivan. It's this board. So more than likely, they're going to put us through the ringer and wait until tomorrow and then they're going to announce it, and they're going to make out as if we don't know nothing about it and make it all farad. By all accounts, he's already done his media spill and Insta posts and YouTube posts and whatnot, so that's all done. We've just got to wait for them to come out with it officially and put us and let us know that we've finally got this man. Sorry, how did Lopo survive the festive period? Ryan, we everyone's surprised on that. We thought he should have gone at the Leicester game. If not at the Forest game, especially. Either one of them, but that was it. Good evening to Iggy Goes Pop. I wish for anyone but Moyes, and you've got your wish. You've got your wish, mate. People in the chat, thanks for hanging around with us and that. I will be on later on for the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly show with my friends Anthony Herbert from the Arsenal fan and Hot Fuzz 44, the Man United fan, and we will be talking about our three respective clubs. And we've got quite a bit to talk about between the three of us. One's in the shit house, one's completely in the doghouse, and the other one's finally starting to see some light. And on the last one from the assembled question, how much rubbish can anyone speak before it's unacceptable? It's been 5 years so far for Arsenal's fan base and counting. Your owners, I mean, you look at our owners are bad enough. But look at your owners. If it's true when the Cronkies first came and said that, they're here for silverware, and you've only had one cup and 2 shields, or in Arteta's mind, you've won 3 trophies. That just shows you the state of why this man is still in charge. Tell me to say, Mr. Arsenal podcast, how can you chat? You still got Arteta, so where is the joke? Yeah. Big up Tony in the chat. Again, from me, Ross as well. Thanks very much. Cheers, Tony. No problems at all. Evening Fresh. You are in certain respects, mate. Sorry you're coming a bit late. What do you think? You happy? He's gone. He's finally gone. Yeah, sorry you didn't come in earlier, mate. It'd be good to have your comments as well. I'm wrapping it up now. But, hey, the future's bright. The future's Potter, apparently. We'll see. We've just got to wait for this club to announce it. Thanks for coming in, mate, and it's good to see you. And Happy New Year to yourself as well. And as I said, we'll be on later on 8:30, and then on tomorrow at 8 o'clock, I'll be on with Budgie for the West Ham review, and we'll be talking about, obviously, hopefully, a new manager in charge Thursday. So we'll see. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and hopefully, I'll see some of you later on tonight. But for now, I'm out. Take it easy.